So the first partnership or agreement that we have entered into is called Guizhou Yihexing. Basically, we enter into an agreement, supply agreement to supply food ingredient, health food ingredient to one of the China province called Guizhou province. And of course, their Si is located in Guiyang city. So in this supply contract, BioAlpha is supposed to supply a product worth nearly about 430 million per annum. Okay, so for continuously for 5 years, and the commencement is from 1st September onwards. So what are we supplying? Basically, we are supplying health food ingredient to our customer. First, we will propose a health formulations to our customer. And in fact, our end customer is government. So government, basically we supply to government school, university, hospital, and even government office. Our partner called Guizhou Yihexing is the one who secured this contract. Then we are the party who work out the formulations. Once this formulation, example like multi-grain, cereal, or cocoa drink, once accepted by the government body, then we will start to source locally for all the health food ingredients. Then we will supply to government. So this part of business or new revenue stream will give us a GP margin of 3% to 5%. So our normal GP margin is about 50%. This because due to the volume involved is huge, it's few hundred millions. That means our customer would like to request for a reasonable margin instead of 50%. So we are talking about 3 to 5% margin on top of the price that we source from third party. Then second is because we are supplying the health food ingredient. We are not supplying the finished product to them, but BioAlpha will consider to supply, the finished product in the near future if this everything goes smooth. So we are talking about 430 million per annum purchase order or the contract in hand. So in average, every month we are supposed to supply at least about 36 million ringgit Malaysia worth of order. Okay. So in September, after signing an agreement in July 22nd, we start to supply our first batch of product in September, and the amount is 1 million according to our third quarter result. You may ask why so slow? Okay, the reason is on the right hand side because we have to get the respective license, business license, food manufacturing license, or food trading license. So it's not so easy to get a license. Then initially we incorporate our so-called subsidiary in Hainan. So we have BioAlpha Hainan Limited Incorporated in the month of August or September. So why Hainan? Because Hainan is one of the provinces that have been identified by China government. This will be the next financial center, after Hong Kong. So we have started to receive some incentive from Hainan government. So they have a subsidy, they have so-called waiver or grant or some tax incentive rate as well. So the tax rate in Hainan is definitely lower compared to other provinces. That's why our company has been set up in Hainan. We already have our office in Hainan. Then at the same time, we managed to incorporate a warehouse in Guiyang, which is the center or city of Guizhou, where our customer is. So we have a warehouse size over 10,000 square feet. Then we also have our team set up within a short period of time. So just to share with you, during this pandemic time, we are still struggling to get visa to go into Guizhou or Guiyang. Until today, my team and myself haven't reached Guiyang yet. But through the online and of course through our network, we managed to set up all these things. And by December, we foresee that we can at least meet 50% of their order. So everything will go smooth by second quarter of next year. That means second quarter onwards, we will be able to meet their yearly contract, which is about 430 million.
The gross profit margin will be 3 to 5%, but do you see a lot of costs being incurred by setting up an operation in China for this particular project, because let's say it's 3% of 400 million, that's like 12 million a year gross profit, which is much more than what the profit of your company has ever made in terms of net profit. So I'm wondering, is there a lot of cost being incurred in order to do this project? Just to
Okay.
get
Yep. Okay. If you look at the model of business in China, basically our China outlet is running a trading company. We source and buy the ingredient, then supply to our customer. Okay, so there is no manufacturing, no R&D involved. So all the R&D is being done in Malaysia, where we have invested in our laboratory. All this, we create a formulation, then propose to our China customer. Once they agree, we will start to do the sourcing in China, then sell it to them. So to answer your question, expenditure will not be very substantial. But anyway, we still need to pay for the rental of the warehousing and also some so-called our team, the purchasing team that we have set up in China. It will not be very substantial. Okay, so the crucial point is how to improve the 3 to 5% margin. Okay, so we target to have some improvement by the end of next year. Once everything is right, that means we can master the source of ingredient. Then we will start to source from further in the far away provinces where we can get more margin, and even we are thinking of to give more so-called imported ingredient to Guizhou government or Guizhou partner. So example, we propose this coconut drink. One of the very famous coconut drink in Malaysia is called Milo. So we propose a coconut drink to China, but it's enhanced with health supplement active compound. Okay, once they buy this product, in fact, they already agree. We are in the process of sealing this product. So the cocoa powder we will source it from Malaysia. So once we export cocoa powder from Malaysia to China, then the profit is definitely higher than 5%. So we are looking forward to sell more this type of health supplement product or nutrition milk to our Guizhou counterpart. Then it will improve the margin further with the same operational cost.
I see. So the 400 something million, right? How confident are you that this contract will definitely be 5-year and that should be no sudden unexpected loss from this? It should be secured 400 something million, provided that you have the time to ramp up, to source an ingredient, to maximize the whole contract value. How confident are you to maximize the whole contract value for 5 years?
Yeah, so there are two areas here that we have to be careful. So the risk area first is the ability to supply and the ability to meet our customer requirements. So like I mentioned, in December, we are able to meet almost like 50% of our customer requirements. Okay, so by second quarter, we should be able to meet 100% of their requirement. That means every month the order shall be above 36 million. Everything is smooth. So this is our KPI or target that we need to deliver. Even without attending or without arriving at Guizhou, we have to make sure that we achieve the customer requirement. Okay. So second is we are pretty confident with our partner Yi Hexing and Shifeng Fu because the contract that they have secured is from the government or Guizhou province. So it's not from any private company. It's the government who gives them the contract to buy the nutrition milk, health food to supply to area like school, hospital, and certain government offices. So the contract is quite solid. But beside this, of course, there are other type of risks that we cannot control. But so far, we believe that as long as our partner, is there, then it shouldn't be any problem for us because they are the one who enter into the 5 years contract with us, and behind they have a contract with the government.
I see. Okay. Yeah. So the tax rate for the product, the 400 something million, will we follow China tax rate or Malaysia tax rate?
Tax rate. So we still have to we still have to pay for the China VAT. Okay, but we can claim back from our customer. When we buy from the supplier, we have to pay VAT. So VAT will be about, depending on what type of product, is ranging from 0% to about 10%, depending on the ingredient that we purchase. But we are only subjected to the margin or the markup or the difference in terms of price that we have to pay for the VAT.
Okay.
It's like previously our GST system, our GST system. So we are not losing out.
How about the corporate tax rate? Do you have to pay corporate tax in China?
Yes, yes. That's why our company is registered in Hainan. So Hainan tax rate is 15. It's 15%. Or
Then
15.
transfer back to Malaysia, still need to tax here,
So
or is
no. So we have to repatriate back to Hong Kong, then from Hong Kong back to Malaysia. So that's the so-called tax planning that we have arranged. So BioAlpha Hainan is 100%
right?
owned by BioAlpha Hong Kong. Then Hong Kong is 100% owned by Malaysia, Berhad.
Brilliant.
Understand.
Okay.
So coming back to the China contract again, I think just now you mentioned that you are only going to be able to fulfill 100% of the monthly requirement from Q2 next year, right?
Yes.
Which means that Q1 next year and even right now Q4 of this year, you're actually falling short of the monthly requirement. Is that monthly requirement can be brought forward into the Q2 and Q3 of next year?
It depends on our customer requirement. So we are talking about their requirements. They will set up, okay, they say, I agree to supply cocoa drink to the school. Okay. And they agree to supply multi-grain that we have proposed to them. Okay. So once they agree, then we will start to supply. So the contract that they have given to us is up to 430 million per annum. So if latter part, let's say third quarter or fourth quarter, we are able to cope to supply more than that, I believe that they will accept it.
Okay.
So it's a requirement.
Okay. And on your company's capacity to provide this and to supply this on a monthly basis, you are able to do that. Can you do more right now? Or your capacity is full?
Yeah, no, we are talking about the China. We localize the operation in China, in Hainan and also in Guiyang. Okay, we have localized it. We have our warehouse, we have our office set up in both areas to cater for this deal. Okay, so physical or infrastructure we already have. Okay, right now is the manpower. We need to have more purchaser. Right now we have about 5 to 6 staff. So the ideal staff maybe is about 15, to make sure that we have at least more than 10 purchaser and they also and other administrative staff there. Okay. So once we identify a product, or once let's say we start to source in Yunnan, then we have to ask our staff who is based in Hainan to fly to Yunnan to stay there for 2-3 weeks. Then negotiate the term, bring back the sample, everything, do the site recce, all this. So we will need more manpower. Okay. Then of course manpower will do the sourcing, then to propose a product to our counterpart in China.
Okay. And what I understand from the announcement is that this is actually a yearly contract, right? In a sense that it has to be renewed on a yearly basis.
Yes.
Is there like a black and white kind of like agreement, or rather like a black and white metrics that you are being measured by your counterparty?
Okay. Of course, it's a yearly renewal, but it's a 5 years contract. So as long as there is no major so-called
catastrophe,
major breach of contract, then this contract shall continue, auto renew, unless there is a major breach that we cannot repair within a short period of time, let's say 30 days or 60 days. Example, we can't deliver at all, so this is not going to happen, Yeah.
Okay.